Hello, it's hurricane season once again here in New England, and so there might be a point where my power goes out. We'll see what happens. Knock on wood that it doesn't. But anyway, welcome back to Planet Coaster Console Edition. This is a continuation of my X-Men theme park in sandbox mode. Last time we just worked on some decoration for the Wolverine coaster, which is this one. Whoop. This one over here. Yeah, I just wanted like a really natural setting for most of these coasters. I think that was the plan all along. I kind of added some rocks and stuff off stream, but that was about it. Trying to think what else I did when you guys weren't here. Oh, I built this very basic station for the Gambit coaster. Yeah, I built this in like 2 seconds, and it's actually kind of poopy and not it's not completely finished, but the idea is there. And I added some buildings and facade stuff around this coaster for Gambit, which was all this stuff is part of the Studios and Ghostbusters packs. So if you're looking for like these city background pieces, they're all in Studios and Ghostbusters for the DLC stuff. And I really actually think this works perfectly. But some of them are like floating above the ground. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe they're all... I guess I didn't realize that they were all separate pieces. I thought they were all... This was all one piece. I don't know what's happening with this. But anyway, yeah. So if you haven't seen any of this... Obviously, in the middle, we have Xavier's Mansion. Reppin' Sir Patrick Stewart, dude. That's who this is, okay? Yeah, I figured I'd put some statues on top. So that's what I did there. I also added some ghosts. I almost forgot that I did this. I added some ghosts around the park, because I have the Ghostbusters DLC, and I wanted it implemented in this park somehow. Kind of, Xavier has like these nightmares and they come to life and they're like astral projections that the X-Men have to deal with. So they're kind of like ghosts. So it works in theory. But so yeah, inside of this mansion is actually the station. This is actually the station for the Wolverine coaster, which should be open. But there's nobody in line. Nobody in line for the coaster right now. I wonder why that is. Maybe it just reset all my queues or something when I opened the park. Anyway, so this ride over here is the Storm. That's a bunch of planes flying through a big... This is what it looks like outside my house right now. Through a big hurricane situation. We have the Cyclops. And yeah, this coaster is the Wolverine. The Sentinel, which is just a purple looper. This drop tower, or I believe this is actually the Ascension, right? It should say somewhere on it. But I don't think it does. Oh, Ascendance, yeah. There you go. Woo, God bless. So yeah, this drop tower is doing a couple different animations. And then, of course, we have the Gambit coaster, which is a Looney Turns that I made a really unique part to, which is like this super overbanking section. And I think this is really unique, and I don't see how anyone could hate this. Look how cool and different that is. And then it just does like Heartline roll, a couple of hills, another Heartline roll the other way, and then comes back to the station. A really short coaster, which is what I wanted to do. And today, I want to build a Dark Phoenix coaster in the back of the park. I want some of it to be indoors, so I was wondering how that's going to work, because I think all in one building from the outside will look terrible. So maybe I can place some walls down and hide it inside like a cave or something? I don't know. We'll have to figure this one out. I know what type of coaster we want to do, though. We want... is it not? Well, it would... I don't think it would be under standard. We want a Stingray. Is Stingray not a special coaster? It should be. I thought it would be. Oh, it's considered a suspended coaster. Okay, so the special thing about the Stingray coaster is that the riders are suspended head first, laying down, like facing the ground, so they feel like they're flying when they're on the track. And it's a very unique perspective. The downside is, for some reason in Planet Coaster, when you go on the POV of this ride, it faces forward, like towards where it's going, and not downwards where they're actually seeing. So I'll put one down, put a piece down just to give you guys an idea. I'm not saying this is exactly where it's going to be, but here, I'll just build like a quick hill for 2 seconds, so you'll get the idea. So see how, like, you sit in there, and then it leans forward, and then once you're on it, you start flying, like, downward. Right? So the whole time you're faced that direction. But for some reason in the camera, like POV for the rider, it's facing me this way. Not, it should be facing this way. But it's facing me, I don't know. I never understood why it... I guess you can just turn. There might be other camera options that fix that, though. Interest, maybe? No. Yeah, even for the guests, it's weird. You would need to face, like, down. But, that's the type of coaster that I want to build for the Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey. Technically the most powerful X-Men of them all. And she has, like, mental abilities. She's kind of telekinetic. She's got, all those mental powers. She can move things with her mind, kind of like Xavier, but she gets in contact with some weird cosmic dust or something and becomes the Dark Phoenix, which is just a more powerful version. And she then has the power to, like, control fire as well, so... I feel like this is off. But it's not. It's actually not. Okay. So I want the station to be somewhere like here. And we'll start out, and go... We have all this area to do something with. I want this coaster to be big, too. I want it to be big, but I also want it to be, like, indoors. So this is going to be tricky to figure out what I'm doing with it. I just really don't know. There's so many different options. Oop. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Alright, I fixed it. What do we want? 4 miles per hour? I don't think the speed of the chain lift affects the coaster rating itself too much. What's the other coaster height? What's the height of this one? Is there a way to see? Because I feel like there's not. I think this was about 100. I want to go taller than this one. $133, 160, 180. That might be all right. Yeah, that looks correct for what I'm going for. So a Stingray not only is a downward-facing coaster, but it can also do like crazy loops and stuff. And I really want to start off by doing. I saw somebody had not a demonic knot, not a pretzel. Was it this? Somebody had a sea serpent knot, and I was like, it's so... The sea serpent roll is so weird, and it's almost like a loop cutting back into another loop. That if I could get this, like, half-sized... If I could do this outside, and then at part of the coaster I want indoors, we know that for a fact. So there might be a low section or something that I do that's gonna be indoors. I don't know. Because it's so high. The problem is it's so high from here that if I build something, I have to build it up. And it's gonna be like way too noticeable from back here. Like the type of coaster I'm doing isn't really the best coaster to do indoors. Also, I have to get these colors right. For like Jean Grey wears green and yellow, but the Dark Phoenix has different colors on her costume, so I don't know. But this yellow though. I mean, we could get like different colors. She's got some browns, she's got some reds when it's Dark Phoenix. I mean, red and green is a weird combo. Let's do that and see how it goes. And then I can change this. Yeah, these streams always start off slow. If you're not familiar with Planet Coaster, a lot of it is just planning things out and testing them and seeing how they work, and then you spend a lot of time in decorating, and then like 2 seconds actually riding the ride. And everybody's always like, ride the ride, underdog. You're not riding it. I'm like, we'll get there. I think we were going with the darker red. What type of music do we want? I think something sci-fi would be fine. Or, there's some dubstep, actually. No, let's go Cosmic Balance. and then we'll face downward so it feels right. I had so many things I had to do today, and I couldn't do any of them because of the weather. It's just pouring outside. Not fun. I was like, well, it's not today. Today's not my day. Okay, so it's not gonna make it through this loop. So we're gonna have to adjust that. Now I can either bring this down. Man, that's pretty low. What if I make it the smallest version of that? Roll. This looks like doo-doo. Yeah, it looks terrible. What the hell? Why is this at like half angles? And why can I not click on the damn coaster? Game. Boy. I don't remember the last time I built a Stingray either, so this is gonna be... fun. So this is just this is the default size, right? And it doesn't make that? Oh, it makes it. It's just really slow. Maybe it's a slow coaster. I don't think it's supposed to be a slow coaster, though. Oh, this is going at an angle, too. What the... I want to bring this whole thing down, actually. It's already going the wrong way. We want a corkscrew again. Oh boy. Well, I want to go this way, bro. Does this feel like it's wrong? wrong and weird. I was looking at pictures of a coaster from Busch Gardens that had like a double corkscrew that went like into the ground but not completely into the ground. I'd love to do something like that. Like an auto tunnel situation and then build some like concrete around it. Or build a tunnel around it. That would work for me. There should be corkscrews here. Okay. Yeah, like, it's kind of like that, but good. This part's all twisty at the beginning, and I don't know why. Oh man, that kind of looks super sick, though. That's what I want, but lower. Like, I want the whole coaster lower. Gotta figure this out, man. Like, lower to the ground is... I could bring the ground up, but that's... You know what? We're going crazy. $30. Turn. 1, 2. I need 1, 2, 3. One, two. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3. Two. This should be steeper. Two, 1, 2, 3. Like that. I think that's the way I want to go. We're closer to the way I want it. Let me just save, because there was a half-second glitch there. I'm pretty sure also I set all the prices the way they needed to be, but that's something you have to constantly adjust. Somebody was asking about the prices of the rides last time. This one is $10.50. This one's probably, I think all the coasters are about 12 or 13. This one, yeah, this one's 13. We could probably raise that to $13.50. I think the ticket price itself is like $1. Yeah, this is super cheap. It's $1. Food is like between $7 and $9. This coaster should be... Yeah, $13.50. Just make that a universal price for now until the park expands. Um, this one actually, I think the looper can be really expensive. Yeah, this one's like 16. The Beast, which is the drop tower, is haunted, but it's $12. The Gambit coaster, which I'm not sure is completely finished. I might put some more trees on this side. I don't know. Is $13.50, and somebody said they want me to ride this one before we finish the other thing. So, I feel like I'm not in the front row, and I'm confused. Why am I not in that train? Why am I not in that train? Put me in this train. Wait. Put me in the middle seat. Thank you. Alright, well, I pressed the wrong button. Never mind. Here we go. Redo. This is the Gambit coaster. I was gonna add fireworks to this one, so this one's not completely finished. More details. I was thinking maybe some confetti or something. Definitely a firework show of some sort around the ride itself. And yeah, you get the idea. It's a really short and sweet coaster here. And the only thing I don't like is that you can see like this gap right here. This is a huge gap, so I might move these forward. Or angle them. That would actually solve my problem too. Angle them like the way that you're... Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, back to the Phoenix. Jean Grey coaster. Which is a Stingray. See, this, I don't like that it, like, immediately angles. Like, it's not smooth. It just kind of snaps up. If I'm gonna be picky about it, I have to be picky about it now. Because that just feels like it would hurt. That would be painful. So... Ooh. Like one. Like that. One size up. And then this is two over. Mm-hmm. And then we get this part, a half helix. Could I do a full helix? Oh, it does have the speed for that. Look at, wow. Impressed. I'm impressed it has the speed for that. I feel like it's not, maybe not banked enough there. And I could probably make a custom one, right? What the heck is this? That doesn't rotate it. That doesn't rotate the banking. I could maybe make a custom spiral. What is that angle? It's like not enough. Gotta have it at least 60 for that. But it's, I feel like building a custom spiral is tricky. Like you have to go up and turn in a smooth way. And see, it's already not as easy as you would think. But let's see. We'll test it. I don't know what the best POV test is. Do I want to face with the coaster or do I want to face down like the riders? Because if I face down, all we're going to see is the grass below me. It does have a lot of speed here. Yeah, it feels like it could fly, man. It really feels like it wants to fly. It wants to fly, let it fly. So we're corkscrewing to the left, by the way. And this is still not low enough. Okay. I mean, any lower and it's in the ground. So what am I gonna do? I mean, I want the corkscrew in the ground, not the part before it. But if this is the only way... That doesn't really work. It might not work for this. Because then it has to go back up anyway. So you know what? Whatever. Figure it out. So I want to go... Well, I did want a double. I could do an opposite, like twist one way and then go the other way. That would be unique. That's something I've never done before. It kind of looks cool. All this could be indoors, which is kind of the plan. Like just an indoor section back here for the coaster. But I really want I want a double. I'm feeling a double, and this is not a double. The problem with doubles is they don't always look as smooth as you want them to. Do a triple. Ooh. What if I did something like that? No, 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 don't cut over. Alright, well. It's all about this viewpoint here. Yeah, this is the last ride in the park. So once I get this done, we're good. We're good to go. We're good to call it. Call it a successful build. I mean, for what I had pictures in my head, this is pretty close overall. And the hardest part, I already said a couple times, the hardest part about this build isn't the rides, it's building the world around the rides, because you could do anything and call it, you know, oh, this is X-Men, the X-Men are flying around in space, like, you know, it's just, I want it to be somewhat realistic. I like natural settings, I like more realistic rides and coasters and things. Trying to find the right balance between realism and over-the-top cartoony on this park especially is going to be hard. But it goes through pretty smooth. And it's cooking. It's going fast. This is a fast coaster. What is 180's upside down, right? I'm worried this idea. I'm turning it actually upside down. This might be a bit extreme at the end to do. But if I can do it right. And that's all that matters. So we're gonna put trim brakes here. Turn this catwalk off, dude. What the hell happened here? Something weird's going on. My track supports disappeared too. And I definitely didn't turn those off. I might turn some of them off for the indoor part of this coaster. What's happening? Okay, it's all freaking out. Track support's on. Okay, can I bank this? Just a little bit. And then maybe raise this part just a little bit. The end is rough, dude, and I don't know why. So in this section right here, it turns, we need to work on this section. This section, it turns facing the sky. It's upside down for an entire hill. And I thought since you're facing downwards, it would be cool to have a part where it's facing up, completely upside down. And I'm worried that the nausea level is gonna not appreciate this. And this is not as smooth as it could be, so I need to smooth these pieces out. Like so, with the banking. And definitely smooth that out. Okay. Let's do a face forward POV. It feels really fast. Like, it's moving forward. I'm wondering if I might need a brake section or something just to slow this coaster down. But it naturally feels like it's slow there. I can remove some of these supports in that part because it's a little bit much. Okay, the acceleration's not terrible at the end either. 3.14. It's a little bit high on nausea, and probably because of this section. And this section actually didn't feel terrible when I was on it. Didn't feel terrible. This part felt okay. I think all this, like from here to like here, is gonna be indoors. Like just a big scene with who knows what inside. And then I'll probably try to hide that in a cave or something. So I want to make sure we have the layout first. And this layout looks good. Like this one needs to stay. So probably we don't need this one. I don't like the angle here for some reason. And I have to do it backwards. And this one has to go because this one's like too close to that coaster. So we'll do a test there, but that should be my final layout. Unless I push this all in. But I kind of the idea of the Jean Grey coaster being right next to the Cyclops coaster is cool to me. They loved each other. Only real X-Men comic book fans understand. Scott and Jean forever, okay? Forget Logan. So yeah, this support out. Don't need it. Doesn't look terrible without it. Give it one smooth. Anywhere else? Is there too many? I mean, here in the corner is kind of weird. There's so many overlapping in this turn. And then right here, this one is weird. Alright. Yeah, you could build a whole coaster without supports. Or you could remove the supports and add your own custom supports. You can do that. I don't do custom supports because I don't see the point. They take 400 years just to build them. So once this is done, we'll set it up here. Excuse me. Alright. This is gonna be a long wait. Right? You're waiting for the coaster to finish. Maybe I should have done a block section, but block sections are complicated to set up. I could have done a longer station, but then I wouldn't have much time to turn. It is what it is. You have to wait. It's a special ride. You gotta wait your turn. This is a long coaster. That was the plan, right? That layout looks good, though. Alright, final numbers. 6.8, 5.3, 3.0. We do have a first aid place back here, too. So, in case there is nausea, I guess they can walk over there. Dark Phoenix. It has to be Dark Phoenix because she's more powerful in that form. Dark Phoenix. I didn't even see that movie. I heard it was pretty terrible. I heard it was like a remake of X-Men 3, which was rough. It was a bad... The Last Stand. It was The Last Stand for those movies. So I think... I don't know if we need much of a station. I think that's good, though. Let's see. Metal. Yes. This has coaster pieces too. It's perfect. Or station pieces. Whatever. Yay! Really basic station. I don't even know if I want like actually a cover to it. No, you know what? Yeah, let's have it out in the open. That way the indoor section is more special. And it's daytime, which makes the indoor section a little bit weird for lighting, but figure it out. I mean, there's ways to make it like not super bright indoors. But we definitely want this to be a daytime park. Okay, that just covers that base. And then we need to figure out how we're going to do this. I think we're going to stick with the metal walls, and then that way I can just like paint around or on the inside. So I think I want it to start like here. Try to angle it correctly. So this will be like the entrance to it. A big scene inside, which is gonna take up the majority of the rest of the stream. Because this is gonna be huge. I mean, I could wait till after the hill, though. But that's no fun. No, because I want more than one thing going on in here. I have some really cool ideas. I want to do like an outer space segment. Because, you know, she like flies around in outer space. And that's where she got her powers from. This actually... Oh... That lines up pretty close. I think this is the exit, though. Like here. That's where it ends. So this has to go out until at least here. Yeah, and then this whole thing, like, we'll make a building here, and then the whole building will, I guess, be inside of a cave, which is actually easier to do. Instead of, like, just building it underground. I got some really good tips on how to build stuff like this from a good friend of mine, Curdy Will Plays, who's also a Planet Coaster streamer. Obviously, he's way more talented than I'll ever be. But I'm taking some of his ideas and suggestions and trying to use them in this build. For this ride especially. Okay, that's huge. This is gonna be crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do under for like a floor though, because I think I might have that open. I don't know. I'll figure that part out later. We have to go to the other side. At least make this shape. I need all this hill and these supports. Yeah, I needed the corkscrew to be all the way inside there. Oh, we're gonna have so many special effects. Explosions, fire. 100% there's gonna be fire. There has to be fire. For what the character is, we're gonna get like some crazy stuff going on in here. Even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's messy, I just want something. So that when you're on the ride, you're like, holy cow, you know? Holy cow. Now, I'm not sure. Actually, that doesn't work the way I want it to. I'm not sure how high this is. I think that's the ceiling right there. At that level. Okay. So we got one more up. You won't see much of this from the outside anyway. This is kind of just here to remind me where the boundaries are. You'll probably see this front wall. Or at least pieces of it. So this is out of here. This is out of here. The roof has to be like really basic and simple. We're gonna save and reload because it's frozen. My cursor got stuck. That's okay, it happens. Yeah, I don't know if the whole thing should be outer space. That would be really cool, though. Like, I want fire. I don't know if I can make something in outer space on fire. Maybe just a spaceship? I never saw the Dark Phoenix movie. I don't have the proper references. I'm not a real fan. So, about the roof situation. I think it's not super important, but you will see parts of it. So, is this the same color as underneath? No, it's wood. Oh, it's wood. I mean, the idea is that it'll be green so it blends in with the universe, the world. From underneath it, from inside, it doesn't matter. I can change it. Let's just see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. Like, copy the whole thing and just... Just copy and move like that. Did I get all the wall pieces? Oh, I got the whole frickin' thing. Not what I meant to do. Let's see. This should work. It did work. I'm worried about right here, but it... Ooh, it looks right. They do look good. This is gonna be 100% of my build limit. No questions asked. I mean, this is ambitious, to say the least, right? I don't want to screw it up. I'm on a roll. Let me do it this way. It might be slower, but I'd rather have it built correctly than have to redo all this shit. Plus, I think if I line this up... Now. Did I get it? Yeah. Alright. Boom. It's working. Yes, I realize it's not going to be perfect. and it's not gonna look fantastic. And worst case scenario, I'll change the time so that we do have a nighttime in this park. But then I'll have to add lighting. Because I'm worried once you're in here, it's not going to be dark enough. It's just not going to get like a space look to it. And you go through this so fast that we both know. Everybody watching this right now is thinking this is not going to be worth it in the end, Underdog, because you go through it in 2 seconds. I know. I know. Whoop. Get my corner. Please let me get my corner. This corner is gonna be here no matter what. Let me get this piece. Uh-oh. This is like halfway through. Probably copy this bottom row. Save myself hours. Oh! Oh, I put it, you know what? All that and it didn't even align correctly. Can't even tell if this is working. It's not. I think it wants to. Well, I think we don't know. You know what? Yes, something went wrong and I don't understand. Alright, well, this is what we're doing now. I wish you could just hold down the button to place. That would make this go faster too. If I have to change every single piece to like a dark black, I'm gonna be really pissed off. To get the illusion of space. Because on the inside, I have like Starfield panels. I have ways to make it look like outer space in there. I want to try to either download little planets or make my own. Like planets and stars and things in there. I know we have like a sci-fi satellite thing that I could use. I could make like a little Sputnik custom thing, maybe. Trying to think what else would be cool in here. Definitely want like a big planet. Oh, you know what? Don't they? Isn't the mission like they fly to the sun? And then the sun could be on fire? I don't know how I would do that. Like it's I'm pretty sure it's like a solar flare or something that gives her the powers, but it's like a I don't know, somehow she's influenced by a dark energy. Kind of complicated. But only when I explain it. What the hell? Press X. I am. All I'm pressing. What's up, Dana? All I ever do. Press X for X-Man. If you could have a mutant power, what would it be? Or a superpower, I guess. Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, invincibility sounds pretty cool. Yeah, just one. I mean, Emma Frost has like 6 different powers. Dark Phoenix has like 10 different powers. You don't need just one power. Alright, so here's the coaster that I was working on, Dana. And we'll show you. It's a Stingray which is a type of coaster that faces down towards the ground. So actually, it's like you see it like this when you're on it. But for the fun of it, we'll face this way. It's a no floor coaster. Yeah, it's a suspended coaster. And I'll have it flying over some rocks and water and stuff. So it's not just like an empty grass field out here. And then, so it spirals around. And it corkscrews right into this building. And in this building, I want a big space scene with like planets and stars and stuff. How long was that? How long was it in there? 3 seconds? I'm doing a giant build for 3 seconds of time. Welcome to Planet Coaster. 3 seconds of this ride will be indoors. Maybe I could add a brake so it's slower. Get rid of the hill. But I kind of like the fact that there's a hill inside the building. You like the clear view of the sky when it's upside down? Well, this was the plan, was to have part of it be indoors. How am I doing? Tired. Honestly, very tired. I had a coffee this morning and I don't think it did its job. Ready for a nap. It's a rainy day too. I think, rainy days just make me sleepy. Cozy days, yeah. And then I'm playing this game, which is very relaxing, so that doesn't help. I need to do something crazy and exciting! Okay, we'll do some paint over here and some paint over there. Some rock. Give some life. Because I think we're done with the layout. The only thing I would add is maybe a break or something in this section just so it's slower. I wonder if it will go... How does it feel about... not having a hill here. I'm kind of curious. I like that there's a hill inside. But I don't like that it goes through here so fast. There's two problems. Problem number one is it's a really fast coaster. Problem number two is it's a Stingray, so it's like the whole gimmick of the coaster is it's facing downwards. So the guests would never see what's in here anyway. Unless I build something underneath. Like a space scene underground, like on the bottom. I don't know. You would finish the indoor construction wall? You mean this back wall? Well, yeah, it's not finished. This part? Yeah, I know. I noticed. This part, yeah, I might go down one. I might go down a level. Maybe. We can do all kinds of things. I might... You know what? This support is like right at the exit. Let's remove this support completely. Okay. You won't see this mostly from the outside because I'm gonna like cover it in rocks in a cave and you'll see. It's not like there's just gonna be a random building out in the middle of nowhere. It'll be all hidden and blended in. So it's Area 51. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Underdogster with all the answers. I wish I had all the answers to the universe. Like, does the light stay on when the fridge is closed? Nobody really knows. That's so stupid. So dumb. I apologize. Look at that, though. Look at it. I might have to take out some of the... I think I left some of the wall pieces unfinished because the camera will kick you out sometimes of, like, when you're doing indoors and stuff like this. So, I don't know about the whole wall. I don't know. It doesn't go that much down. Paint the whole thing black at the bottom, or have a whole star field here. Have it go down one level and star field it. I feel like that's the right choice. My controller unplugged. You will see what I mean. How do we flatten? There we go. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, see, the camera's gonna hate me, which is why I had part of the wall open, and then Dana was like, nah. Oh. Stupid camera, please. Why would it do this to me? Always here to help. Yeah. Uh-huh. Don't worry about the edge. Don't worry about it. I know you're worrying about it. Stop. We'll fix it. Okay, so this is the bottom. Right? Oh. Expand the construction? What do you mean? What do you mean expand the construction? That could mean anything. I lost my place underground. Oh my god. Alright. Well, this is one of those, I should have done it off stream projects. But then that wouldn't be any fun, then you wouldn't see me do anything. I do like that it's gonna go lower though. That feels kinda cool. Right? Like we're going down, but not really. Only a little bit. Do 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 do. What? What now? My god. My mom sent me like 1,000 text messages all about this hurricane that, yes, I'm aware is happening. It's raining! Philip, it's raining! Yes. I have windows I can see. Huh? Thanks, Mom. From the outside, it'll be really easy to fix this. Just gonna look weird for now. Plus, you won't really notice it on the back. The back side, it doesn't matter because you don't see that. This front side, you barely even notice anyway. I feel like, there you go. Save it. Starfield time? Well, we need floor pieces. I have to build a floor, like an entire floor for this whole thing. Unless I just want a Starfield on the ground, but I feel like Starfield on the ground is going to be uneven. I could try it. We'll see. If I'm lucky, I can attach it to the whole thing. Like the whole building. Which one? One or two? I think they're the same. Pro. Projector screen. This might be easier to do it this way. 8 meters, 4 meters. Is that the largest one we have? 16, 32. We got a 32. We got a 32. So yeah, we're gonna make this look like the space. It's gonna look like space. Do. You'll see in 2 seconds. Oh yeah, we don't need a floor. This is the floor. Who needs a floor when you have this shit? Those are huge screens. Yeah, that's the plan. And they're all gonna look like outer space. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be the coolest damn thing. Am I gonna do the whole wall? Yep. Yup, and the ceiling. Yep. The whole thing. Yup. You know it. Overlapping is okay because the way that it'll look when it's done. Oh, I probably should have did this first. Whatever. Imagine the prices of what? Like the rides? I mean, in reality, most theme parks charge you one cover charge, like to go in for a ticket. But in Planet Coaster, you can charge just for each ride. I think this ride by default is like $10, but we'll try to raise it to like 15. I think 15 to 20 is a good range for most coaster prices in the game. Prices for these screens? Like $1,000 in real life, maybe. Projector screens aren't that crazy. I actually had a projector screen one time in my room for like watching movies and playing games on, but like it was cool for a while, and then I don't know. I was just I got over it. I was like, yeah, I just want a regular TV. Not everything looked super amazing on it. Wait, did it set it? It says it's 120 in the game. Yeah, if we're playing challenge mode, this would be crazy expensive. Why would I do that to myself? We're playing sandbox mode. We got unlimited dollars. Unlimited monies. But after I finish this park, which will happen today, by the way, this is the last day in the X-Men park. After I finish this, we'll go back to challenge mode. I have a really cool idea for challenge mode that I think people are gonna love. But I don't know. I don't like revealing things before I do them. Because I feel like it's kind of a big deal to announce that, like, in the middle of a stream. I prefer to announce things at the end of a stream. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Let's give it... Actually, you know what? Let's ride Cyclops first, so that way anyone that wasn't here forever hasn't seen this ride in a POV. Just have to wait for it. Okay. So this is Cyclops. This is the first coaster I made. And you and your friend can ride motorcycles together. I've been on a motorcycle one time, I think. Probably one entire time in my life. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And then we worked on the Wolverine coaster. You like that ride? How do you feel about this one? With the Xavier, it starts inside Xavier's mansion. How do you feel about the Wolverine? Dana, give me like a rating out of 10. The Cyclops, 1 to 10. 10 being the best. What is your rating of Cyclops? Wait! Give me the rating of that one. How much you like that one before we start this ride. Which I spent a lot of time doing like little, there's like wallpaper. I should put more ghosts inside here. But maybe not, I don't know. 6? Okay, this is the Wolverine. That this would just be like a mansion ride? You mean like a dark ride, like a haunted ride? No, I had to do a coaster for Wolverine. You have to. He's the most popular character. Have to make it a big crazy ride. Plus, I hadn't done this type of coaster in a while, so that's kind of what I do. When I make theme parks, it's not just like about the theme. It's also like what type of ride. I think a lot about what type of coasters I want to make that I haven't made in a long time. And this type of coaster is called a Copperhead Strike, which is just a launching coaster with a Jeep car. Like the style of car looks like a Jeep. And then we have the Gambit. The Gambit, I think I want to add either rocks over here or something. Yeah, I definitely want to do something over here. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I don't know exactly what we want to do with it. Maybe take some of this and take this and put it over there. You give it a 9 out of 10? Oh, that's pretty generous, thank you. We'll ride the Gambit in a second. Let me just... get some rocks over here, dude. Cyclops needs more shifting from side to side? No. Absolutely not. I disagree. And here's why. The coaster is purposely, like, supposed to be low, straight, and flat, like, for the majority of the coaster. This is what this type of coaster is. It is what it is. Everything is designed exactly on purpose. There's purpose behind everything I do, believe it or not. Every word that I'm saying right now has all been planned ahead of time. This isn't actually a live stream, this is pre-recorded. My favorite thing is when I'm watching like a popular streamer and then all of a sudden somebody in the chat will say, "Is this live?" Like unironically, like it's their first or second time on Twitch. They don't fully get it and they're like, "Is this live?" No, dude. No. Not. A replay. You're watching an old stream from 7 years ago. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm worried about my build limit. I gotta check it. Let's save and check really quick. And then we'll go ride the Gambit one more time. We're at 51%. Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm good to finish this. The literal rest of the 50% is the Dark Phoenix coaster. I'm not even joking. It always puts me on the wrong train, though. Why does it do that? Okay, so this is a Looney Turns coaster where you sit up straight in this little, like, bucket seat. So, like, a tiny little cart, and so this is the Gambit. Gambit is the coolest X-Men character. I love this overbank. Oh, God. So good. Should I add the fireworks now? Or wait? Hate jumping back and forth between the things. Because this one, I think we should just finish this, right? And all I have to add to it are the fireworks. So, you know what? We'll do that. Give me a rating, though. Give me a rating of the Gambit. And keep in mind that it has this very unique overbank turn right here. This is a big feature of the ride. You can't do this with any other type of coaster. How do you feel about it, the fake buildings surrounding the ride? Okay. So we've got hearts. Wait, I should have the different shapes, right? Would Gambit throws like cards, but they only have the shape of a heart. They don't have other shapes, I don't think. Okay. We need like a pink and purple fireworks here. All around the ride. Now the problem is on these that they're so goddamn tall. If you want to see them, you have to shrink them down into the ground. I think you have to set the timing on each one too, which is baloney. Once every 15 seconds. That close enough? I can't even tell. Eh. I could probably attach it to the coaster so it goes off as you're right there. But you get the idea. Do the hearts one because of the card hearts. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Look at that. Whoop. Oh, see, you know what? It's stupid. You have to activate it. God, fireworks are stupid. Why would they automatically be off? They should automatically be on. Who would ever shut the fire? Who would build a firework and then immediately turn it off? That makes no logical sense. There you go. Anyway. So then you have this, which, should work. What did Curdy do? He just placed a bunch of rocks, right? Like in front of his building? I don't think he landscaped all the way around. I think he just placed a bunch of rocks. All that matters is the front and then this side. The back, like, literally is irrelevant. I can spend time off stream fixing it and then show you guys it later if I want to. But this is the idea, is that this somehow, some way, will blend in the world. Somehow, some way. And from the inside, you won't see any of this. So yeah, I'm gonna have to work on pushing that back. Or, even crazier, we could pretend this is like the surface of the moon. Or some foreign alien planet or something. From the inside. Because it's supposed to be space. That might be a cool idea, though. Have like a sky piece? Well, then what's the point of having it indoors, Underdog? Yeah, you're right. I don't think I can have the surface be the wall. I think that really works for me. Yeah, so about that. I might have to have a space or some rocks or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do this exactly. I've never tried anything like this, really. Do 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 do. Okay. Well. Yeah, I'll just work on that part later. But for the inside, yeah, I really want like a giant, like a planet or something. So you know what? We can search. I know people have made like indoor space parks, but I don't know if there's like singular planet pieces on the workshop. We can put R2-D2 out here. Let's search planets. Definitely Planet Coaster is gonna be like the first result. Planet S. Or I could just search, I don't know, space maybe? What does this say? Planet frame and color. Terraforming planets for a space ride? Just cover and use this. Oh, that might be what I need. Well, we'll download that. And we'll search, how about moon? No, wait. Sun. Let's do sun. I was thinking like Saturn. I like the idea of having like a big indoor ring. Sun City. Yeah. Maybe I should search by scenery. Sun. The Beatles' Yellow Submarine, dude. Okay, Sunstar. That might work. Let's see, moon. And then we'll search space and we'll see what happens there. Astronaut lunar rover. Smoking Joe's marijuana. What the heck? That's not at all what I was looking for, dude. We're trying to get high in outer space. Maybe outer space is what... Oh, this is sick. What the hell? Is this a drop tower? Elevation. What is elevation? Elevation is observe, isn't it the observation? I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna download it. I don't know. I'm just gonna. Cool. I'll take it. Deep Space Center. Yeah. See, I think some of these rides that people have made might have what I'm looking for in them. But I don't want to have to take the whole damn ride apart to just get the goods. Space, like UFOs and spaceships are easy to get. We already have a ton of that stuff. I'm looking for like planets, dude. Planets and satellites and things. Space attack, space travel. Okay, well, we downloaded some stuff. Let's see if it even shows up. Plan. So yeah, nothing showing up after I just downloaded it. Come on, bro. Come on. Should recognize it from the picture. What the hell is this? Cyberpunk. See, some of these are rides and not scenery. This game, sometimes. Why does it have to be more complicated than it needs to be? Dude, this is... Wait, is this all I got? This is all I got. Why does it disappear? What is this? It's just a bunch of lights! I thought we were getting... Oh. I thought there was like a solid planet in here. I mean, this is cool. I don't think this is what I thought it was. I don't know what I thought this was. Do you have to change every little thing? Dude, what? Alright, you know what? This I don't know what this is. Frame and color. Don't we just have shapes? Maybe I'll just do that. Let's see what the sun's about. See, this is crazy. I feel like it's actually not big enough. But maybe that's part of the illusion. We did want fire! That is technically fire! Not like a big planet, though. I'll just get a big circle shape or something. Do, 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 do. Create. Prop. Heart shape. Rounded. What's the biggest round shape we got? Sphere. That's as big as it gets, boys. Ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Whoa, sorry. Man, do you think I can actually do, like, rings on this? Oh, I totally can. This is gonna look stupid. I'm excited that we're spending our precious time on this thing that's not gonna look good. Maybe that's too crazy. I don't know. Actually, it might just work. I feel like planet to ring ratio is off. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to do this. I think I would have to spend hours on making a ring. Like, it doesn't even... These pieces don't even, like, snap together. Which is wacky to me. Why wouldn't they just snap together? I kind of wanted it at an angle, too. God. Alright, this might be outside of my realm of abilities. New plan. We're just gonna not do that. Oh, I'll do it off stream. I don't know. Did it take my shape away? I want at least a shape in there. Where'd my shape go? Not my shape. Yeah. Okay. I wanted, like, giant. Like a giant sphere. But that light piece didn't... The light that I downloaded wasn't it, man. I don't know if there's, like, dome pieces that would work. Yeah, this is definitely not. That's not outer space, bro. I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll just get a spaceship or something basic. Space is the place. See, what do we have here? Oh my god, if I could just take some of these. I should have just placed this down and called it a day. This is so laggy. Whatever this is, it's the laggiest thing I've ever seen. Like, it's literally frozen. Yeah, see, that person used, like, just basic shapes. See, they got the ring! Got the ring around the planet. I want this. I just want this. Just this one thing. Theirs aren't even perfect either. I can't even, like, take the ride out. Alright, just copy. Oh boy. Holy crap. All that for this. Is it worth it? No. It's a good thing everything in space is a sphere. You know? It's like an easy shape to copy and place down. A ghost is in my park. I have to train the Ghostbusters to take care of the ghost. Let's go with a dark red. Like Mars or something. Now you know why I cut a hole in the ceiling. Cool. Or this is why you leave the ceiling till last. Because I literally can't stay in here with the camera. Zoom in. Oh, we just have to push this one a little bit this way. And I thought I reached these out. Do. Okay, that worked. I don't know about... I mean, yeah, Starfield on the walls makes sense. And then decorating everything around it. I think we'll ride it one more time and then we'll turn it on and I'll do some staff management stuff and we'll decorate around it, and then for the rest of the inside I'll probably just wait till after the stream and do it offline and show you guys it next time when maybe before or after I do challenge mode. I won't forget. And plus, I think eventually in one stream I'll do, like, we'll go back and look at some of my other builds, probably during, like, Community Day or something, when I get around to that, but I'm not sure when that will be. Anyway, enjoy this coaster. I'll be right back. I don't even think I hired security guards for this park. I know we have some security cameras. What? What? I hate when it doesn't line up perfectly. I need something at the end of this path. Probably a shop. Would be the right way to end it, right? Oh, another hat shop would be perfect. That's fantastic. It's just fantastic. Hats are the best thing ever. Place some trees around that. Place this queue up into here. Actually, have that be the queue area. So for my queues, they've been really straightforward. Nothing fancy. Been keeping them like actually the most basic I've ever kept my queues. It's gonna be a big fancy ride, so we'll get a nice queue like so. With some space there. For something. Come in at an angle like so. Boop, boop, boop. Right there, right at the end of the path. 12 bucks for now, and then staff check. Janitors are all at 70. I say we hire another one. Just because we can. And I think they all had the X-Men colors, like blue and medium blue and yellow. They could be part of the team, dude. Super Janitor Man. Okay. We'll save really quickly. And probably just need like one more of these. Copy this. Security camera down here for this coaster. Make sure you're not breaking anything, stealing anything. Xavier's watching you at all times. You gotta be a good student. Consider improving your Ghostbusters. Okay, okay. There's too many ghosts, but not enough busting. When I play challenge mode next time, I'm not sure if I'll do it with the Ghostbusters. I think that would ruin the purpose of the specific challenge that I want to do. Like, I have a very cool idea for the next challenge mode park. And I don't want it to be ruined by any ghosts. I think challenge mode is annoying enough without them. They just add another level of difficulty. Do 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 do. Okay, get some of these. There might be enough room for another drink store. I think we have juice. We might need another energy drink shop back here. I'll leave some space open for that. Or I could just build it. Because nobody's really buying fries. I keep hiring staff, but I think they keep quitting, I don't know. Is this ride attached to the right roster? Backyard, yeah. And then I guess this is backyard as well. This is the last thing here. Let's do another city type building because I'll show you. Ooh, we're having lag. Hold on. Frames are dropping. I had these like little fairy tale energy huts for the energy drink, these little fairy tale huts, and it doesn't really work with the theme. I was thinking of changing the roofs, but that would take too long. So I was like, you know what, we'll just do like a city theme. Drink shop, and we'll just change it. This works, but this does not fit there. Unless I get rid of the hat shop, which I really don't want to do. So we'll have this here. I'm gonna put it right there. We got chicken. We already have a chicken shop. Am I missing any other shops? Fries, gelato, juice. I think that's all we had in store. So I don't know what's gonna go here. It's just a bunch of trees or something. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe just like an empty building. There's a blank building. Something like this. Which actually the front of it's this way, but why? Yeah, what? Hold on. Okay, this old building's like floating in the air. What's going on? See, over here, I think I put one, yeah, it's like, this is the same building, but this is facing sideways, just so you can see the, fire escape from the ride. Anyway. We have flowers, I need more flowers, but not these ones, those ones. Need more of these. Yellow ones. Oh, I totally forgot that I did this. I put, these little circus performers, and I thought that would be cool because they look like they're maybe mutants doing acrobatics, like they're training their acrobatic skills. And when I say that out loud, it sounds really stupid. Nightcrawler was in the circus. So there's a direct reference there to Nightcrawler. Uh-huh. I think this girl just like sits here and then does a pose every now and then. Where she like hangs upside down. Yeah, there she goes. And then this guy over here. This person just hangs from her knees. Which is cool. I'm pretty sure these came from the vintage pack. With the circus performers and the acrobats and stuff. Dark Phoenix. We need a sign for this ride, which is gonna be exciting to figure out. Just make a bridge floating in the air, underdog. What? Just because she picks up a bridge and throws it. Actually, wait, isn't it Magneto that does that? Yeah, Magneto picks up the bridge. What am I talking about? Okay. Let's see. Dark Phoenix. Oh, this will be a cool sign. Actually, this works. Do. That's actually the right sign because it looks like a sun. I need a reference to that, like solar blast. Oh, I don't think you can get words on this one. That's okay. Flames within the flame. Flames within the sun. That might be too crazy. Why can't I... These not like text? Like what? Let me write something. Okay, this one works. Might have to edit the colors, but it's the plan that counts. Dark Phoenix. Maybe get these color references. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. My battery's low again. But that's okay. I think once we open this, are there enough vendors in this work roster? These should be level 2 at $90. And none of them are. Okay, great. Some of them are on break. It's hard to know if I have enough. If I click on it again, it should say... Ah, yes, this person's going in. Alright, so we have different hats that are themed around some different X-Men. That's what's going on here. Just to remind everybody, we have the science fiction helmet, the Statue of Liberty helmet, because that's a reference to one of the movies, where Storm, like, throws Toad outside of the Statue of Liberty or something. The Spooky Witch hat, not sure who that's supposed to be, maybe a Scarlet Witch reference or something, or, there's a lot of magical characters, so there you go. Ecto goggles, which kind of look like the goggles that Gambit or somebody else might wear, like on top of their head, not over their eyes. And we got the Louis Tully hat, which kind of looks like the Cerebro thing, and a Valkyrie hat, which has wings on it, and that's a reference to Archangel, or any mutant with wings, I guess. So now all the rides are running and open. We need to make sure that these areas are covered. I could put some viewpoints, like vista points down here, so that people have a reason to walk over here and look at the fountain or something. Because nobody's going to walk down here if there's nothing here. People don't do that. They only walk to a ride or to a shop. They won't just walk on the path. They have to give them a vista point or a reason. So the security guard. Not sure about the coloring here for you. Xavier's mansion have like theme colors for that university, for like that school, or we could make them purple like the Sentinel, which would be really cool. Okay, there's one for the mansion, one for the East Court. Boom. Yeah, I like this idea. Having them be like purple. And then I think I just need like 2 more. One for the backyard and then 1 free roaming. Should be enough for this park. I think it's only 1,000 capacity for the guests. I'm pretty sure. can always double check, but I don't... I mean, we're at 966, so that makes sense to me. Eject all the vandals, dude. I will get one more. I guess we'll just put you here. It doesn't matter where you go. And you will actually be free roaming around the park. You can walk wherever you want to go. Not tied down to any area, which will help me cover all the areas that we might miss. Alright, I don't think I want any entertainers. Because none of them really make sense. The robot maybe, or the ghost might technically make sense for what we have here, but... It is what it is. We're gonna copy you. Yes, I realize he's a target, but he's also a decoration. Let's just make this area look pretty. You know? Make the area look nice and pretty. I was gonna put confetti in there, but that might be overkill. I think you get the idea that it's X-Men. Gambit is an X-Men. I don't really need to throw confetti at you to get that idea. Plus, that feels like more of a Jubilee thing. That's why I didn't want to do too much with the fireworks. I was like, if I put too many fireworks, it's just not gonna work. There's some flowers there. Some flowers here. Make the ride look nice. Make the queue look pretty. Oh, yes. I understand now. That kind of glitches into the corner of the building a little bit, but it's not super noticeable. That might be okay there. We'll get this one like this. I wanted a lot of trees around these coasters. Make it feel like it's in the woods. But I didn't want to like overdo it. You know? Too much of a good thing is always a bad thing. That's what I've learned when it comes to Planet Coaster and building stuff. Sometimes less is more. Get some of these. Click on that. These are at an angle, so I don't need that there. Okay, so that's, I think, it for that. Now, I wanted water somewhere. I wasn't sure where. But right here be a perfect place. Not like a crazy thing, just a little river. Little lake, whatever. That's nice. Nice water. That actually could extend around and do some really cool world building. Because I think from what I remember looking at the map, there was actually there was like a lake back here on the outside of the woods for Xavier's mansion. School for the gifted. I was gifted when I was in school. If you know what I mean. I'm definitely special. We all know that. I think I can smooth this out. I don't know about this paint though. You could literally spend multiple hours just terraforming and like painting the ground and all that stuff. You could do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it is what it is. Yeah. That looks great. Okay, perfect. Anything else I'm forgetting? I know the thing in the back's not finished. I'll probably finish that off stream and then show it off later. We have staff check. Hold on. Oh my god. Janitors. Tier 2, $70. Vendors. Tier 2, $90. Check. Mechanics. Tier 3, $155. Security guards, $85. We'll train these. 1, 2. Level 2 for now. Ghostbusters. Should be like max level. At 185 at least. A ghost is too strong. Slimer is too powerful. You can actually click on this thing and see how many ghosts we've captured. 28 ghosts overall for this month. But I think just for that Echo containment unit, there's probably other containment units somewhere. Okay. People are buying hats. Some people are even wearing hats. Look at these different ones. I love them all. They got some really cool designs and stuff. Frontier shirts? We got developers in my park? No way. Holy bit. Price check. Let's do one final price check before I end the stream. One final price check in order. Storm just broke down, so we need somebody to fix that. Nobody looks like they're talking about the price of this, so $10.50 for the storm. I think the prices of the food is pretty well set. $5 for juice. Chicken's never really popular, but I went with Tiki Tiki. Between $8 and $9 for that. I think most of the hats are $12.50 maybe. These are $5.50 for energy drinks. Okay, Cyclops, price check. 14% of people think it's cheap. That means we raise it up $1. And then we check gelato. 3 people have used this. Nobody likes gelatos? I don't even know if I've ever had a gelato. Bathrooms are $1. Okay, Wolverine. Final price check. haunted. So most of the thoughts people will think it's haunted, but we can try to push it up. It's the main coaster in the park. It should be expensive. $14.50. This ride is $16 by default. This one I don't think I can make this much more expensive. $12. Let's try to push it up. That's Gambit. $14.50. So we're increasing the prices by $1. And then last but not least, the Dark Phoenix ride up to $13.50. And so yeah, I'll work on this interior thing, but that's gonna be like literally 5 hours, so I don't think that'll be fun to watch more of that. We'll do one more ride on this, and I'll call it a day. And I actually want to face down and just see what this feels like. It's gonna feel weird. But this is what the guests see. This is the way they're laying down. So I'll have to put some rocks underneath the track at some point. You got like a double loop there, a big hill, a spiral turn. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this view. View is stupid. But Stingray was definitely the right way to go for this coaster, for this theme. Like, I don't regret the choice of the coaster because I wanted it to feel like you're flying, like Phoenix is flying. There's not a very exciting view of the ground. But there you go, there's my X-Men theme park. Close to being finished, but not exactly finished. Next time, when I come back to Planet Coaster next week, we will start a brand new challenge mode in a place called Frontier Foundations? What is it called? Wait, let me double check what it's called. Hold on. Forest Frontiers. Oh my god. Yeah, it's confusing because this game is made by Frontier Developments. So Forest Frontiers, for anyone not familiar, is a classic roller coaster tycoon level. So we'll be doing challenge mode in this park. Forest Frontiers. I believe this is from the first roller coaster tycoon game. It's one of the 3 parks included in the original Roller Coaster Tycoon. And the gimmick for this theme, or for this challenge mode, is that I think I can't go outside of these boundaries. So yeah, you see where the trees are laid out and everything. I believe there's a fence all the way around. I cannot go outside of the fence. So it's gonna feel like a real challenge mode. Although this is pretty generous for the size of the park. We can definitely do this. Figuring out the layout for this challenge is gonna be weird. But there you go. I think you spelled Forest Frontier wrong. Forest Frontiers. It's the name of the park. So, what I wanted to do also is I want to take whatever rides were in Roller Coaster Tycoon, like the original game, and use them here. No, like, fancy new crazy rides. I have to be restricted to whatever rides are allowed in that park. I have to check the attractions. I think there was ice cream. So there's steam rail trains. We can do a train. We can do... there's a haunted house, a merry-go-round, sports cars, racing cars, Ferris wheel, hedge maze, observation tower, bumper cars, wooden coaster, ladybird train, which I think is like a junior coaster, a stand-up roller coaster, a log coaster, or like a minecart coaster, and then a spinning coaster. Pirate ship. There's a boat ride. Log flume. We could do a log flume. They got popcorn, ice cream, burgers. Anyway, you get the point. So I'll only be allowed to do things that were in the original Roller Coaster Tycoon game. I wanted to, like, everybody always says, oh, this game's like a newer version of that. So I thought that would be a really cool challenge idea. And I'll see you guys next week for that. And probably tomorrow for more Mass Effect. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe! And follow me! And love me! Please.